Be busy this afternoon.
Okay, but that's all right. It's Monday morning. It's you kind of want a little slow start in it, so you can just ease your way back into it, innit?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I still don't feel like I fully recovered from last week. To be fair, you know,
Okay,
yeah, it was intense last week. You know,
yeah, you use on call out, innit? Use on breakdowns
yeah,
and that, innit?
yeah, I was on call up all Friday night. I didn't finish till like 11:45. Then Saturday and Sunday, I done maybe about 15 jobs each day, so 30 jobs altogether. It was just back and forth, back and
Oh,
forth. You know,
that's a lot. Still.
yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot, man. It's a lot of work still.
yeah, it's a lot, man. But
But yeah,
yeah,
what are we gonna talk about today? I was thinking, just like the struggles we faced when we was first like making a transition from the roads into the industry. Do you
mm,
understand what I mean? So yeah,
yeah,
I think because obviously it weren't easy, was it? So do you know what I mean? Like yeah, just kind of things that people could expect to kind of go through and things that they can do to kind of make that transition easier. You get what I mean?
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, it weren't easy. Still ain't easy. You know, it's hard work.
Mm.
You know, physically and mentally. Obviously, there's the physical side of it, and then there's the mental, like especially with breakdowns, even with fittings, with installing. You still
Yeah,
there's some form of engineering. You still got to work things out, get things to a high quality, and also safe. You know, so
yeah,
there's different elements to it.
yeah. Exactly.
Mm,
Um, One of the first things that I think for me was kind of accepting the situation for what it was. Do you understand what I mean? As
mm,
because obviously when you're like obviously you're in that previous lifestyle, obviously, do you know what I mean? You see your life going one way, then kind
yeah,
of you can accept, okay, I'm gonna have to leave that alone and kind of obviously you know that you can't be on the road forever, but I
mhm.
suppose all of us kind of want the fairy tale like come out smelling
Yeah,
the roses
yeah.
and up
And,
super
and
up.
and even this side of it's got the fairy tale side. Because obviously being on the tools, you know, people don't. Some people are gearing towards getting off the tools. You know, some people want to get off as soon as possible. Some man give them a time limit. Some man keep on going all the way through on the tools.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
there's also that people are chasing. You know,
yeah.
you get me?
Cool. No, 100%, couple. Obviously, because obviously once you get in the trade, the dream scenario is getting off the tools as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But but like some man enjoy being on the tools, innit? So, do you
Mm.
know what I mean? But yeah, but I think so. Yeah, just for me, it was just kind of accepting. Okay, this is what it is. Got to start something new now. Got to start from scratch and kind of just learn something new in it. So I've got to go learn something and then obviously go through the motions of obviously training, then becoming better, and do you know what I mean. So that I think that firstly is kind of what is
Struggle.
the first struggle. Yeah,
Yeah, the first struggle is because you're learning something new, and you got to find more in your locker, if that makes sense. In sense of like when you're on the road, it takes skill, but then certain parts of your character and even dealing with people and dealing with situations, you've got to adjust it. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. That's what it is. It's it's like as well. It's like it's like it's like you put all your energy into the role, like you put, especially for years, you put all that energy, then it's like, okay, that energy was a waste of time. Now it's time to start again. So it's like you got to kind of revitalize yourself or kind of
Yeah,
give yourself a pep talk. Like it's like a boxing match. Like, all right, boom, I just done 12 rounds, got banged over. Now it's time to dust
come back
myself
out
off and come
and
again. You understand what I mean?
exactly that. You got to prep talk, psych yourself up, motivate yourself, and go. Let's go again. You know what
That's
I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know,
100%.
because especially when we're starting late, there's so much different elements and different scenarios that you're gonna face that you probably haven't even faced all the different situations even as yet. Do you know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Well, that's where it. That's what, yeah, and you can't allow yourself to be disheartened, innit?
Yeah,
Do you understand what I mean? Because
yeah.
it's like, yeah,
Because you might have a good run where everything's just going smooth, every job you go to, you're fixing, everything's going. Then you come to one and you just can't figure it out. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that can sometimes that will knock you back a bit because you're thinking, wow, like I'm not as good as I thought I was, and you got to kind of go back to the drawing board and you know and think about if you face that situation again, how you approach it, and even realizing that there's still more to learn. Do you know what I'm
well,
saying?
that's where it is. Because even for me, like for example, I had to even, all right, once I kind of accepted, all right, and then boom, this is where it is. I'm going for it, and then obviously you got to look at the angle, how you're gonna get into the trade, and I had to go back to college, innit? So I had to enroll into college and also mentally prepare myself for that because remember, like, so I hadn't been in college since I was, what is it, 16 or whatever. So, like, and
Mm,
now I'm going in college when I'm 36, so literally 20 years later. So,
mm,
the last thing I didn't expect my life, I never ever expected in any lifetime that I'd be going back to college in my mid 30s. Do you
yeah,
understand?
no,
So,
100%, 100%.
even that, and I didn't. Even that, can't think I'm a big man. I'm gonna be all these little young bucks running around with no manners, and
Yeah.
I think I don't really want to be in that environment. You understand what I mean? But I say, what this is what I got to do.
Mm,
Do you get what I mean? So even yeah, that aspect of it, and then also even when I do my course, because not even when you're not really getting all the information. I'm first of all, like, so I've gone back to college thinking that. I'm gonna first of all, there's a year course and a 2 year course.
mm,
They tried to put me on the 2 year because I said, listen, I ain't got time for a 2 year course. Put me
mm,
through the year course. And then halfway through that, because I'm thinking I'm getting my MVQ2, then
mm,
halfway through, I'm finding out no, you're only getting your sitting guilds level 2. You're not getting then after that you gotta pay an extra bit of money and then be in a work environment, then you come out and you got to have an NVQ assessor come out and assess you for MVQ2. And so
mm,
that was disheartening because I'm thinking, so hold on, I still got after I do this,
mm.
I still got another hurdle to actually get my complete qualification. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I mean? So yeah, it's like you said, one a little struggle after the other. Then even after that, once I finished my course and got my sitting guilds level 2, obviously I'm ready to be a trainee now. And
Mm,
what happened was then obviously when you're trying to get an apprenticeship, but I'll be honest with you, if you have got a criminal record, it is hard to get an apprenticeship with just someone who don't know you.
yeah.
So trying to do that, and obviously you've got a criminal record, it's not really appealing to them. And then
Mm-hmm.
so I had to jump on site as a plumber's mate, and even that, do you know what I mean? Just being in that environment, like you're like you're bottom of the, you know what I mean? You're a learner. You can't
Yeah,
really do
yeah,
much.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, it's same kind of thing. Obviously, I went straight for the gas, and I remember when I first started, and they gave us all the folders and all the. I think wow, it kind of just said this ain't gonna be as easy as I thought. You know, you
Mm,
start to read through it, and nothing kept really making sense because I'm not used to. I hadn't been out yet on the tools. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And then um, so when I started to go on the tools, it was with installers. So we're going to, and I literally, like I knew how to use a spanner and I knew the basics, DIY and stuff like that. But this was all new to me. So you're learning, you realize that, right, I don't know nothing. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like they're just learning, find out what tools to buy, how to use certain tools. And I just started off basic on radiators, and it was more like the pipe work and the install side. But then it was a hard graft, and had to get used to working inside different environments because it was social housing, and some houses would be nice, some houses you wouldn't want to be in usually for more than a minute. Do
mm,
you know what I'm saying? And then So doing that, and also going in regards to the course, I think we had two choose at the time. One, he sold us a dream straight away, and then the second one, he was a little bit racist. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, 'cause I
Yeah.
was with one other guy, a Haitian guy from he just come over from Paris, but he was originally from Haiti, and an English guy who was a plumber who was going on to so he'd been plumbing for years, just getting his gas. So he was all clued up on. He was just walking apart for him. For him, it was just ticking boxes, just because he works alongside engineers anyway.
Yeah.
But one of the all right shooter left, and we was left with the racist one, and he was really harsh.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he
Mm.
wouldn't be as funny with me. He'll be funny in the work, right? He'll be difficult. And but with the French guy, he would be onto him because maybe he felt like he could take more advantage because he still didn't know the language properly. Just been over a year, so it's really giving him a hard time. It was quite difficult watching. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To
yeah,
the point where I said, and I was annoyed because I was thinking, but I just paid 5.5 grand, and now I've faced this obstacle already where
yeah.
shooter doesn't even feel like he even wants to shoot me. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
So that was hard. Like it was hard to the point where after a while I had to start not hotting him up, but like kind of sticking on like this, like kind of putting it on him. Do you know what I'm saying? And
well, that's
it got to the point like say he started to back off a bit, but then like he'll back off for a bit, but then he'll go home and like probably give himself a prep talk or come back the next day and be keeping up still stupidness.
gassed
Do
up.
you know what I'm saying? And then I had to kind of, and even the next man who just done the course there said, yeah, like he was saying, listen, you lot should report him because he had issues with him as well. Another a guy from Bahamas or something. You know what I'm saying? So in the end, the French guy, after months of putting out with this guy, because he started to do bare little bandulu things like pushing us through for exams, we weren't even ready.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
hadn't even started our portfolio yet, so he was really. And what I realized when I realized he was being funny, because the group that started after us was already ahead of us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because obviously, initially we was told we'd be like every 2 weeks we'll do a couple of days in the class, then we'll go back out and forth. Like we had a structure. Then it got to a point where sometimes we wouldn't hear for 6 weeks or 2 months. We were back in the class, but then after a while we realized that the group behind us, where there was no black guys, was coming in every other week, and they end up taking over us. You
Yeah,
get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
so the French guy, in the end, we could complain, and there to kind of like step up, and there to sort out. He ended up like the guy left, didn't it?
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying? He ended
yeah,
up
yeah.
leaving, but they kind of pushed him out. He apparently got nasty with the owners as well, who own the company. So
Yeah, but
it's like he
that's
just didn't. It's like he just
gone.
didn't want to. He just didn't want to get man through the door. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's where it is, bruv. You know where it is? That's because, and that's, exactly what that is, bruv. Because, especially when we was on the road, our destiny was in our own hand. We didn't have to
Exactly.
rely on anyone to guide us or to teach. So when, that's a problem that I faced, because when the first site I went on as a mate, I spoke about it before, but I was under some English guy, and obviously he didn't really care about man, bro. And like he was like, again, you have to learn. I had to learn to start dealing with other cultures because he was quite passive aggressive. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm, mm,
So, and then little things, and I know it's like you have to deal with people's moods, in it. Like so,
yeah.
he's just normal people like us, in it. So he's coming. I don't know what he's going through at home or whatever, or if he's in a bad mood or what kind of drugs he's taking. So certain
Mm,
times I'm able to, it's like I'm on eggshells, like, and what makes it worse is that I would mash him up, bro. Like it wouldn't even
yeah.
be close. So I'm thinking this brother really, I just want to spark you, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of just to bite my tongue, car. It's like my employment and my learning is based on you. Do you understand what I mean? And a few times I did kind of bite a bit, but then the funny thing is that one time a guy that he was close to was working alongside us, so there was three of us working, and then I watched how they interacted with each other, and they was quite passive aggressive with each other. So then I just started thinking, right, is that how you lot is that how you lot communicate? Like,
Yeah.
because obviously we're coming from a culture where, and it's not even just on the roads, I feel like black people in general, especially Caribbeans or
Mm,
Jamaicans, where is that we don't, if we sense an issue, we confront it. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, we
And
want to
not
address
just,
it and get over it, innit? Like, just talk, either talk it out or see where the relationship broke down,
yeah,
but let's address it and talk through it or get through it. You know what I'm saying?
and not even like, yeah, like not even with violence, just like, well, what's up? You
Mm,
get me? Is there a problem? Like, what's wrong with you, bro? What happened to you? You understand what I mean? But
mm.
yeah, so I thought, okay, you lot just on some passive aggressive and little diluted arguments. You understand what I mean? So I think with that, I thought, okay, so it's like that was another thing, that having to learning how to kind of deal with other cultures and having to, where we're coming from a place for years where we didn't have to deal with people's
Yeah,
emotions really, and
yeah.
a woman, you understand
It's,
what I mean? And
it's you know, especially like this. Think about it from my point. I just paid all this money, and now I'm against obstacle. I'm thinking, man, I just want my gas safe.
I tell
But this guy, of
I tell the truth, brother, on a level with that, that was unprofessional on his behalf, bruv. Do you understand what I
course it
mean?
was,
That's probably
definitely.
that's probably why you had to go car. If people pay their money, bro, I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what stereotype, what preferences you got to race or whatever. You just got to come in and do your job, B. Do you understand
Yeah,
what I mean?
just teach us properly. Don't be funky. Don't make us go home angry and want to stick it on you with. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it was difficult. It was difficult. You know, I thought like raw. Like can I? Like it took a lot for me to even sit through the time I spent with him.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know, plus
yeah.
the other struggles that man's face. Man's still trying to understand it. I should feel comfortable to answer you a question I don't understand. I
Eggs.
should feel comfortable for you to ask you to show me this, and again, not even want to ask you because I know it's going to get into some silliness. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah. No, that's an idiot thing still.
You
But
know,
yeah, again, and that, but like you said, that's what just we had to kind of go through. We
yeah.
have to go through in it,
Yeah. And we still
and
go. I still go through it. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
you know, you always sometimes, especially when you're hired by people, you know, you like majority of people are generally okay. But then the people that you're not sure about, and if they're your supervisors or around your supervisors, you got to kind of like you got to really try to play a clever game. You understand what I'm saying to you?
well, that's where it is, brother, and that's
Yeah.
like something that I'm still learning to do with because what I found, bruv, I'm not gonna lie, you get a lot of supervisors and that who ain't really got a clue, bruv. So, and you can see it and you think, how can I be listening to this guy and he don't really know what he's doing? Do you understand what I mean?
Um,
Yeah, I mean. So it is one of them things where you kind of do. I think for me, it shows me that like doing your own thing is more, especially for people like us, where we've had years of just kind of being our own boss.
yeah.
That is the key because we that just it just obviously once you feel confident and once you've got the skill set and and the capabilities, then that is the next thing. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I mean? But
Yeah, no,
obviously,
definitely. And that this is what I'm saying because even getting to that level, it's like you know, it's like it's like gold dust. It's like people don't want to give you. People don't want to show you the arts of this trade, especially the in depth bit of it. You know, it's almost like it's it's almost protected.
mm,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like enough man say when they first start training, it's like people don't really want to show them fully how to fix a heating system or run certain. You know, the technical electrical people are very protective of it, and I find that when people in the trade, people will give you a little bit here and there, but they won't give you the full thing.
Well,
You understand what I'm saying to you?
bruv, I'm telling you, see, like, so see what I mentioned before about, so in college, I got my sitting guilds level 2, then it's only, I had to be in a working environment to get my MVQ2. Now, even that was slightly difficult because I was around the wrong people. So you'll meet people who act like you'll explain to them your situation. They'll act like, yeah, I'm going to help you, whatever. But then when it gets to the point where you're ready for that help or for your assessor to come and tick off, fill your portfolio on that, a lot of people will let you down at the last minute. And then I think, okay, so that was
Mm.
cool. You were just chatting. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you do
Before,
get. I come across a lot of people like that actually that won't. It's hard to get it signed off. I get it. You know, some people might look at you like competition. Some people will bring you under their wing, but to tell you enough to keep you as an employee. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
that's where it is. They don't want you to, because they know once you like, and that's when you know someone's true intention, because they'll have you around, but then once you're ready to be on the same level as them, they don't like it. So what your intention? You want me around you, under you. You don't want me to flourish. Do you understand what I
Mm.
mean? And yeah, but you get that all the time.
Yeah, because
But that's why for me,
that's kind of human nature to some extent, isn't
that,
it? People are generally like that, isn't it?
that
You know, everyone should be good, but not better than them, and they don't want to give away the thing for free, if that makes sense.
that
You
that
know,
that's why two things. Yeah, that's why I had to take it in my own hands and just
you
find
have
my
to,
own. I
you
had
have
to just
to.
like my own private jobs and just do my own portfolio. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah,
But and you know that as well. That's what again. It's human nature, and that's why one thing I don't like is I hate when other workmen put down other workmen's jobs. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I don't do. You know, might guy in a job and said, "Oh, who fitted your toilet? Who fitted your boiler? Bloody hell, they could have done this." And when really there's nothing wrong with it, but what they're trying to do is knock them to seem like they know what they're talking
yeah,
about. Do you understand
yeah.
what I mean?
I see it all the time. I see it literally all the time. I see people who are supposed to be friends do it to each other all the time. I'm thinking, raw. If that's how you lot chat about each other, you chat about me.
Well, that's
You know
and
what I'm saying?
and you shouldn't have to put someone else down to make yourself look good, because you
Mm.
know what, someone said something to me, yeah, and it's so true, yeah. Most negative interaction comes from insecurity, bruv. Do you
100%.
understand that? Get
100%.
that, bruv. So, and I thought, yeah, it's true. So when you're around someone and say, "Oh, my man, my man's an idiot," or "My man," especially man who they want to get paid, but you know that they'll put people down to people because you know what, that person's a threat to you. That's why every chance you get, you put that person down. Not saying that sometimes when a man's maybe they've done something to them, why, or that person is not a nice person, but when a man's a lot of the time, it's
Mm,
insecurities, bruv. Do you
mm,
understand?
mm.
But yeah, bro. So that, and even like another struggle as well is especially for like someone like people like us who we're hands on. We like to contribute. We like to feel productive. You understand what I mean? So there was times when we work with a set of man them or whatever, and because of my skill, I didn't have the I still was learning, so I didn't have a good enough skill set. So certain
Mhm.
time watching people working and you want to help, but you can't. Do you understand what I mean? So
Mm.
it's like you want like you're thinking, well, what can I do? What can I do to help?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
especially when the deadline or whatever, you're thinking, I can't even do it. I'm just dead weight. You understand what I mean? I'm just
yeah,
air.
yeah, yeah. It's horrible when you feel like dead weight when you're there and you've done all the bits you can do, even though that man might say, just watch what I'm doing, so you can. But then after you're thinking, man, we've got bare things to do. I want to feel like I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? But you
Mm,
get like when you're in this industry, especially gas and plumbing, a man might say it's better you don't do that yet because if I leave to do that, it could be cost more work later on.
that
You know what I'm saying? Like instead of leaks and stuff like that. But it is difficult at first, like you said, when you go, especially big installs and stuff like that, and you're limited to what you can do, and then there's bare thing to do, and you can't ever really do nothing apart from walk around, look busy, and move a couple bits around. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You
But
know,
you just have to make.
and
Oh,
and it also it doesn't do nothing for your self esteem. You know, because
but then
the thing about the roads though, the only thing that you're getting your self esteem from is money. You understand what I'm saying to you? And
exactly.
probably maybe women and other stuff, but you're not doing nothing skillful or earn qualifications or that is really boosting up your self esteem. Because when you come into real world and you're with work with people that have had a profession since they left school or college, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not that they're any smarter or better. They just jumped on it. They just done it the right route, but then, like I said, you come from the road and you're learning a profession, and it's obviously going to take a longer because you're older and you're trying to get a career and make money off it straight away. You're not a teenager. You can't take patents. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
where.
there's that elements of the struggle. You understand what I'm saying? You
Well,
know?
that's where, because you got that, especially when you get in at our age, it's like you got that sense of urgency.
Yeah.
So when you're younger, when you're young, you and you're around big man and you're apprentice, you don't. There's not no big rush. You understand? I mean, you don't mind holding tools and passing a man their tools and going and getting something. You understand? I mean, where when you're a big man, you don't even want to be doing that, and especially when you're in a customer's yard and they're looking at you like you should
Right.
be like that. When they see you, they're thinking that you know your thing.
Yeah.
Then they're looking like, why is he just standing there? And why is he just
Exactly.
and then you feel
You know.
embarrassed. But that's why another thing is you do kind of you have to humble yourself because you can't watch that. You understand what I mean?
Man, you have to. You have to, and that's what the biggest, one of the big things about this. You have to humble yourself and just accept that you put yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know.
that's where it is, bruv. You have because and in all you have to humble yourself in all aspects because you have to humble yourself in where you can't be worried about, okay, yeah, this person might be looking at me like, what are you doing? How come you're not run some, especially if they're thinking they want their job done, they come thinking, why aren't you upstairs
Doing that,
run
yeah, and you can do that, and you can do that. You know what I'm saying?
you both in one room, you get me? But then also it's like even what I struggled with for a bit, I'm not gonna lie, is like, and I knew not since when I was around a lot of the man them, and like there's a few times when I was around man them who kind of like obviously when you're like because another thing is well money. So
Definitely money.
you're not on a lot of money, so you have to learn to operate with a small amount of money. Do you understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
times where I just couldn't spend money because what I was making was just about covering bills at home and travel and whatever. So I couldn't spend no money. I like literally couldn't, bro. Like, and then I had to at the point where, like, for example, like I'm going Sports Direct and I'm buying a £25 pair of Nike, and that's me. Do you understand what I mean? And then I'm working around a set of man them who, in my head, I'm thinking they know my journey. They know, like, because I knew one of them, I knew their brother. I thought they knew, but I didn't really. But I knew his brother from when we was away, so I don't think they kind of understood what what man was up to when man was on road.
Yeah.
So they're that, and this is it's just a joke thing, yeah. And obviously it's banter, it's probably banter, but and really with grown men, so we're even like they was hyping, and one of them must have bought a pair of Air Max 98s, and like we're grown men, it's trainers, it's nothing, innit? But man looking like twin, you know what Air Max 98s are and all that, and I'm thinking, raw, it triggered me because I'm thinking, I said, bro, I'm like, bro, I had them when I was a teenager, but what are you chatting about? But then I'm thinking, raw, man, think like that, like because I'm walking around in the £20 pair of nights, man, just thinking I'm not about nothing. Don't you know I used to drive these nice whips and kettles and all
But
that?
it comes back to what you said in the earlier discussion we had. That if you would have saw that person, then you would have understood. Do you know what I'm saying? These men ain't they're just seeing what they see in front of them now. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's
They ain't
where,
got a clue. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and then it's like, and then I was on another scenario when I was around a lot of young bucks, and we was all trainees, and like, but I'm a lot older. I'm a lot older than all of them, bro. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
But I noticed that they're not. They're looking at me like, raw. Well, you're on some weight. What was you on before? You was on some waste, man. Thing. Are you big 37 and you're a trainee? Like, what go on? But then, like, I was at a point where I was kind of, it's like I'm over talking, like, nah, man, I used to do this and do that. Then I realized, nah, why am I chatting my business? Like, end of the day, I've got to humble myself. That's what man thinks. That's what I know
Yeah.
what I'm about. Like,
That's what
I'm,
it is.
I'm here to work
I'm the same.
with
I'm
it. The sooner I
the
can,
same. I'm saying I'd rather you, however you see me, however you take me, is what it is. It just makes me know what. It just makes me. You just accept it and work through it. If that makes sense.
well, that's what
Do
it's
you know what
got
I'm
for.
saying?
I'm here to just learn. So the quicker I learn and get my MVQ, so the quicker I can get some more money, and then do you know
Mm,
what I mean? So go on.
mm. Yeah, that's the same kind of thing. Like you said, it is what it. This is where I'm at now. And if that's how you look at me, is what is. I know if you ask me about me, if you ask me, if we have that discussion, then I'll tell you. If you don't want to ask me and make the assumption, then that's up to you. But in the day, we are here where we're at now. I'm gonna ask questions. I'm trying to learn this. I know what I'm trying to get to,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my struggle, and that's what I've got to learn, and that's what I've got to get through. Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? But
Yeah.
for instance, I work with guys that are a bit younger than me. Even some of my supervisors, my main supervisors, are older than me, but some of the other ones are similar age, a bit younger. but then they've been doing it for years. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes I meet them and they've got their apprentice and that, and we're doing jobs, and in my head I'm thinking, is their apprentice know as much? You know, like you kind of like have different thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you know, you start to, you know, you start to think. Sometimes you can think, oh, flipping, no, like this is a bit of a joke thing. But then, you know, like you said, you as long as you're getting what you want and you're learning and you're moving forward, then that's the main thing.
Well,
Do you know what I'm saying?
and it's all. So a lot of it can be all in your head. Like
Yeah.
we overthink things because really, no one really cares about someone. Everyone's kind of more interested in their own what they're doing. Do you understand what I mean? So,
Mm,
like, we might think, well, they must think, well, what's this big old man doing? Like, no one don't really, you know what I mean?
mm.
You get what I'm saying? Also, like, there's always gonna be people that are better than you. There's always gonna be people that are worse than you. Just for like, I got to focus on myself
100%.
and my capabilities. Do you understand what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't worry about anyone else because that's when that's when problems happen when you're just worrying about things. And half the time we're worrying about nothing. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, no,
So,
definitely. But yeah,
mm,
even like you say about the money thing, you know, it's like if you're just getting paid a set salary, to if you're
yeah,
getting paid per job, you know, you just got. That's when that kicks you into gear, innit? You know,
that kicks you.
when you have to listen. If I don't get this and get that done and learn this, I'm not getting paid. Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so you will make, because it's almost like you've got to put your back against the wall to spring
Exactly.
yourself in action. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah, of
know,
course, bro.
and face them situation difficulties that you're wary of, but you've got to face it head on, and like you said, it'll push you into action and make you learn it because you want that money at the end of the day. You want that person to pay you.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? So you don't want to leave it unfixed. You don't want to leave that unfinished.
yeah.
Do you know?
No,
So I found even since I've been doing this, a lot of times my back's been against the wall. You
mm,
know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
know, a lot of times you face situations where you're thinking, if I was in a role like, look, if for instance, even dealing with that tutor, like you would have just not dealt with him no more, but I had to do it because I pay my money and I had to get through it. Do you know what I'm
well,
saying?
that's another thing, bro. Because even so, I've come across racism on
Mm,
site, bro.
mm,
And I remember I was on a job, yeah, in Weybridge, bruv, and there was all these different, like there was plasterers, sparkies, and all of them was from Sussex, bro. But
mm,
it's like there was a set of man and the plasterers, yeah. There's I think there's three of them, and I noticed like I used to have a little interaction with them,
mm,
like, yeah, what's happening, right, mate, blah blah blah, but I don't overdo it with them kind of man there, bro. You understand? I just kind of keep it like respectful, then I just crack off my work. But then
mm.
that one of them, I noticed you were trying to give me a little bit of banter.
Yeah.
And at first I didn't think like of it, but then I started to notice how those interact with other people, bruv. Do you understand what I mean? And I noticed that they actually thought a lot of their self, like they thought they were serious and that they was kind of used to bully, not like really the kind of bullying, not actually like proper aggressive bullying, but you know, when you're bantering someone that's scared of you, that's bullying. You understand what I mean? Because
Mm,
they're not generally when you're like they're not finding it funny, but they just not really don't feel confident enough to give it back to you. You understand
mm,
what I mean? So I thought, raw, these guys think they're a bit tasty. So in my head, I'm thinking, you know what? I need to kind of because he's trying to give me a little banter. I need to kind of give him a little bit of harsh banter to make him know I'm not the one.
mm,
So I gave him a bit of harsh banter. I think it was a Friday, and he kind of took it, and his friends laughed at him. But then the next day on a Monday, now I'm walking past him, and he's working in one of the flats, and he's gone Shabba, and I thought, what? Like,
mm,
you understand what I mean? So I've stuck it on him now, and he weren't on it. But then I thought, so why are you're this like why are you pushing it there if you're not on it? But then what I realized is that a lot of other people started to pipe up. Like I'll be working, a man's putting on Jamaican accents and do you know what I mean, wagwan and this and rare, and I'm sticking it on people. And no one's on it. But then I realized, like, raw, they're just trying to wind me up, bro,
yeah,
because they're
yeah,
not on.
yeah, yeah,
To
yeah,
realize, right?
yeah. You get
If
you
you're
get
not,
that a lot. A man want you to react a certain way. A man want you to blow your casket and go mad and get all emotional. That's what they expect. They expect, man. because even I've been in situations with racism, and you remember I'm going to companies, and I've had some on site as well. You know, and and what I've realized when I've addressed it differently, like where I'm upset and I'm just ready to walk, you know, or whatever. But then they always say to me, "Oh, do you know what? We're listening to you now because of how you reacted. Because if you were to come in here shouting and screaming, Ross, you know, like what they expect, then it puts you at a loss. You
Well,
know,
that's
'cause
where.
you're flipping, you're aggressive, you can't calm down because it is hurtful. A lot of men, it's hard to take that kind of shit, innit?
Well,
You know?
well, like I said, where we're, and that's the thing again, making that adjustment, because where we're from, when, like, to me, if I go in a certain way with someone, it's because I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Do you understand? I mean, I'm not
yeah,
a certain way if I'm not ready. So in my head, I'm thinking, wow, this brother's guy, they're going on, like, they know I'm here. It's not that they don't know I'm here. They know I'm here, and they're mocking where I'm from. You understand what I mean?
mm,
They're
mm.
different accents.
But
I'm thinking,
it's difficult because, like you said, when you're on the roads, you can pick and choose who you're working with, and you kind of like you can pattern your thing in it. But when you're working and you got people that rely on you, but then you're coming up against people in sometimes your colleagues or people in authority that are racist, it's difficult because this person now your racism. You don't even want me to feed my family. You understand what I'm saying to you?
and that's where it is, bro. Because and that's what I couldn't understand. Because I'm thinking, okay, because at first I'm thinking, well, these guys are on it. So then I'm thinking, all right, boom, I gotta be on it. But then when they're not on it, and then they keep doing it, I'm thinking, so when I'm saying to you, you want to sort this, they say, no, mate, no, mate. So then I'm thinking, wow. Then I just think, I was getting confused, bro. Then I thought, okay, they're just trying to wind me up. Why? And like you said, it's because whatever reason. But that's why, to me, like you said, it's not about rising to the bait. And that's one thing we have to conform to when being honest with you. You have to handle it a different way.
Yeah,
Don't
because
someone
you,
maybe because don't get me, there is some of them. Cause I don't want man to think that there's man who not really on the smoke. There's some that probably are on it, but when
definitely.
you've got ones who are, you can see they're just trying to trick you out your position. You
Yeah,
have to.
but this is what is tricky position because, like you said, for me, especially someone who's been away a few times and stuff like that, you're thinking if I react a certain way and deal with you probably how you deserve to be dealt with, I'm just going to end up back where I had been or in a police cell or something like that, and I've
Exactly.
lost. Then
Yeah.
that's how that's how you're used to us playing the game.
Yeah.
Did you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But when we take the correct measures to handle it, you can't handle it because then the people above you or whatever, they have to deal with it. You understand
Mm.
what I'm saying?
And
You know, so that's
you know what?
huh?
Well, because and another thing as well is that what I realize is that, all right, for example, all them guys are from Sussex. Yeah, I feel like same way we kind of can't work out their culture, they don't know how to handle us as well. Because
I
they are
do, but I do believe that because even like I said, for me, I would say like say for instance, you put 10 men that I work with, yeah, five might be just good as golds, two might be racist, yeah, and the
mm,
other three might just not know how to handle man or how to deal with man or how to take man.
that's
Do
where
you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, or you know, some people it's like, for instance, I was watching that. Look, if you think about that program the other day with on LBC with our cousin that was on it, and she was talking about the representation. What's it called?
repatriation or
For Parade, and they said, and the man turned around and said, "Well, we shouldn't have to because we taught you lot so much." You understand what I'm saying to you?
respect.
We showed you lot how to. We kind of sophisticated you lot. We civilized you lot. So in a way, they don't expect much from us. And some of them just think you lot ain't ready for this. You know what I'm saying? This is out of your jurisdiction.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying to me? They
yeah,
don't. They think. They think, they just give them a little bit because they can't do what we could. They generally don't think we're mentally capable of doing certain things. You understand what I'm saying to you?
you're right. Because and that's why when they try and trigger and you don't react,
Mm,
they come to you with their tail between their leg. Do you
mm,
understand?
mm,
You've experienced, I've experienced it. Do you understand
mm.
what I mean?
Yeah, I've
You're right.
experienced it big time. When I haven't reacted, certain things like if I was younger, that would have been. And this is why I say to you, it's like when you're on the roads, you won't have certain incidents or altercation with people because they won't bring it because they know they probably can pick up where your head's at and what you're on. You know,
Mm.
once you come into this world, you think, raw, look how this them man are coming at me. You understand what I'm saying to you? But
Well, bruv,
like I said, you said things that happened that like that could have been some real smoke. You understand what I'm saying? But I kind of for one, it shocked me. It sent me aback because all the people that talk to you, you understand what I'm saying to you, then they start to slip up, and it's made me step back. But then because of my responsibilities and thinking, okay, well, you know, I could handle it like that, but it just put me in a predicament. I've had to handle things in a different way, and they've not been able to handle
mm,
it. Do you know what I'm
mm,
saying?
mm.
But it's forced a change, and it's forced other people to take action.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You know,
Where if you
and
would have
it's a
reacted,
shame because you started to, but you got to think now. Sometimes you got to say, what is it? Is it when you see things like, for instance, Nigel Farage or whatever? Is it that they're thinking, well, these men are coming into this section now to take even more of our jobs? Is that what they're pushing back off, or is it some man just generally probably just don't like us? You understand what I'm saying to you?
it's a bit of both, bruv. Because remember, like I said, I think it's superiority in it. So they don't really want. They're happy if you're under them. They don't really want man knocking on and going for the same situation as them. But the run of it is that you can't stop the inevitable. Do you understand what I mean? Because it's happening. It's gonna happen. Do you get what I mean? But it's just
Mm.
that distance. So, like you said, because I'll be honest with you, even
Oh, bro. So 1 second, Lex. You're gone.
yeah, no, I think that's where it is. I think you're right. I think it's like, especially when it comes to having a skilled job, I don't think they, they, they don't really like when I don't think they like when we get there because even, you know, as well, and it's not,
It's more competition, it's more people at the table, innit?
well, let me give you a joke, bruv. Yeah, even I was on a job now and, it was price work, bruv. And price work, you get paid for what you do and you got to be on it. And it was there's a lot of the plumbers, and funny enough, were Middle Eastern, bro.
Mm.
And I don't know what kind of impression they got of black people over there, bro. I know definitely a lot of the black people in their countries do they're definitely under them. They're definitely doing the little idiot jobs. Do you
Mm.
understand what I mean? So they don't understand about black people over here. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
So
Mm.
the way they wanted to talk to me and the way they couldn't talk to me, they couldn't handle it. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
But then when I there and I was out working them, bro, it messed them up, bro. Like literally, man was breaking their back trying to keep up with me, bro.
Mm.
And I was thinking, what happened to this brother? You get me? You understand? I mean, there was certain man that I couldn't even get a conversation out of, bro.
Mm.
You understand? And
Mm.
I thought, you lot are not understanding. You're not where you're from. You're here now. You can't talk. This is the black people. This is a different setup over here, bro. You
Yeah.
understand what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and over them countries is worse, bro. You understand what I mean? So,
But even when you're going 150 miles out of the major cities, you're coming across people that still think like that as well, though. Do you
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, when you come from because people seem to think there's only the main cities that are really multicultural. You know, you go certain places, you still won't see no black people. You still very few. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And especially like where I mainly areas I work, you know, most of the black people jobs I pay seeing is carers or cleaners. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what house I've gone to and they think, oh, I thought he's the carer. No. Do you know what I'm saying? Meant to
mm,
check your gas now. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
But
No, there's an element of that, definitely, bro.
but
Definitely.
I feel like even the struggle, there's even like you said, there's many different struggles in the industry. The struggle at the beginning, the struggle trying to get where you want to get, because like you said, you face more obstacles trying to be successful legally than illegally.
Mm,
Do you know what I'm saying?
mm,
Because being successful legally is a lot more powerful than illegally. Yeah,
cool.
in terms of what you can do. So you
Mm,
face more obstacles. So you constantly got up on your toes, on your wits, thinking, learning. So you're constantly being pushed to your end game and to your best. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah,
You know, because even like we talked about earlier about when we first making our transition, we would fall because we knew what obstacles laid in front of us. We had to push ourselves to our best. We had
yeah,
to be on like everything had to be 100 health, fitness. We was fully on it.
Mm,
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
mm,
You
mm.
know, on the street sometimes you could just be slow but slack and still be making money. You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's what we, brother. That's what we was in it. Cause man was definitely not in shape. Even though man used to kick ball and go boxing and gym and all that, we were just what was obviously your food intake is the most important thing, and we
Yeah,
were just eating. Yo,
it was all over the place, innit?
it was
There was no full processing to what we ate. We just, if it was there, it was eating it. You know what I'm saying?
like I won't even try not to. Man, I was just, bruv, yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was.
Yeah. But yeah, I think for us, it was just because we probably started making money very young in it before we
That's it,
understood money. You understand what I'm saying? So we picked up bad vices from early and didn't
bro.
see how they would damage us and didn't see, you know, the fight. We were still making money. Everything was still going good. You know
You
what I'm
know
saying? It's only when.
me as well, bruv. I remember when I first come home, yeah.
Mm.
Bro, like being away for long and not eating what you want to eat, bro. I just got stuck straight in. You
But
get
this
me?
is the way it is, though, innit? Every day's a party, every day's a celebration. You
Every
know what I'm saying?
party, bro. Every
When
day was
when
Friday, bro.
when
Every day was.
when you've been through going away for years from a young age, coming out, and then because you're in that lifestyle and circle, you still see your friends rapidly in out, in out, in out, in out. Every day's
Yeah,
a celebration because you never know what tomorrow held. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah.
And that's why man didn't do nothing really sensible with their piece because everything. I'm gonna enjoy this because who knows what's there tomorrow? Who knows what's gonna happen next week? You
Well,
understand what I'm saying to you?
from experience, yeah, we knew how we'd experienced where it can just change. Like 1 minute you're just it's all good, next minute you're in a cell and it's a mad thing. You know, you ain't seeing real for a minute. So knowing that
Exactly.
in the back of our mind, you understand what I mean?
Hmm.
What I mean.
You know.
But and that's why it's, you know, bruv, to not even live like that again, alhamdulillah, bruv, like yeah, that's you understand what I mean?
And,
But bro,
and and you know what a struggle I found at first, yeah?
mm,
Being a spending so much time away in man's teens and the 20s, yeah, even some of the 30s, but and you mix this up, you meet a lot of people in it,
mm,
people that are away doing time for all different things, yeah. But I can honestly say, since I come out, I think there is a lot more worse of people that haven't been to the can out here than there is in there.
bruv,
Did you understand? Does that make sense? You
bruv,
know, the higher you go up the chain, you're thinking you lot are worse than the man them away. You understand what I'm saying to you?
because man is just man. And I'll tell you the truth, bro. See, being on site, bro. Remember, site is a predominantly male environment. It sometimes it's got similarities to being away,
Yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
man will test you, bro. And if you don't put boundaries down, man will take liberties, bro. Like I should. At first, I was like, "Oh, Mr. Nice Guy," like yeah. Then I realized, well, man, just taking liberties, bro. Like
Bro,
so, you have to. It's like it's because you're any kind of environment where you're around, man. A majority of the time, it
ego,
is.
ego. Yeah, it's like that.
It's,
Yeah,
it's like
you
alpha. It's
know.
like
And like I said, for me, when I first come into it, because I knew obviously we're big in it. You understand what I'm saying? To you? We can be intimidating. So
yeah,
you almost try to walk you down because you don't want people to get too intimidated of you, especially in a working environment.
bro. He give you a joke, bro, because that's what I used to be like. But then you see, after a while, bro, I started to revel in it, bro. Like,
You
yeah,
have
I'm pushing my weight about. That's
exactly
what
because
I do, bro. Like,
when you're too nice and you're thinking, bro, I'm trying to be nice to make you feel comfortable and be at ease. And
man,
because you're thinking these men ain't come from where like that kind of thing. So, but then after you think, you know what, bro, these men ain't, they don't appreciate that kind of behavior. You have to be, you know.
I, I'm not even gonna only up to the like I started to enjoy keeping that little fear factor in their man there, bro. I'm telling the truth, bro, because especially when you see how they treat people from our culture, I thought, nah, you know what? I gotta let them see that man's got that little edge, you know. Like, so I would kind of use that to my advantage, bro. You understand what I mean? Not overdo it, but just do little thing to let them know, okay, yeah, it can go that way if you're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, you do. You could even like sometimes you have to do it, innit?
Mm,
You have to do it, because man get it to confuse and start to get gassed up and push their chest out a bit too much. You understand what I'm saying to you?
And I'll be honest with you, again, I'm not encouraging like that kind of behavior, but the relevant is, bro, you have to demand respect as well when you're around certain people, bro. And you have to, let people know that no amount of money is gonna make you put up with disrespect, bro. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
but
Because
that's it though. That's it.
and when you're in an environment when, like, especially like when you're on a building site, man, there is man that will take liberties with you if you let them, bro. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I mean?
100%, 100%.
And I'm not saying that you got to jump out of pocket over little things, or if it's a little bit
Yeah,
of balance. But when
you can't be too reactive. You can't just start to, but you got to be set a clear boundary and say things and let them know before it gets out of control,
that's
innit? You know?
And that's why as well, and that's why being good with your money is important, because you can't be in a situation where, boy, I got a part of it because I ain't gonna be able
Yeah.
to pay rent if I don't know.
Especially if you got especially if you got response. There's some things that you don't have to overreact to. You know what I'm saying? But like when you got people that rely on you, but you don't want to be stuck somewhere unhappy just because you got. You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's why it's important, and that's like everything we were saying about materialism and all that. Everything ties in, because it is important to trying to put yourself in a stable position financially, so you haven't got to put up with disrespect. You haven't got to put up certain things you don't want to put up with. Do you understand what I mean? Saying, but you have to be in that position, because I don't want to be in a position where I got to take any talk from anyone, and that's not in an ignorant way. I'm not like you got to get the balance right, car. If you, for example, if you're doing your work in a way where someone's got to pull you up on it, that's fair enough. But because we're all human beings, so you might have someone over you that is just they're they're a scumbag, they're having a bad day, and they want to pressure you. You can't be in a position where you've got to put up with that if you don't have to. Do you understand what I mean? You know what I mean? I, I need to get back on it still.
Yeah, I hear that still. All right, then, cool. All right,
It's
then, well,
good.
I'll catch you later, innit?
All right, respect, brother.
Respect.